Well, hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the special edition of the John Campea Show. I am your host today, Chris Carr. Thank you so much for being here on one of the greatest movie news shows where we're going to talk to you about movies, TV, streaming, all sorts of good things. But you know I'm not by myself, you guys. It's a Batman Beyond Day. We got Ray Ora here.
Hey.
Hi.
We got Jonathan Voico.
Hello.
And of course we have you. We're missing our OG Batman Beyond crew though, and I miss them. I miss them a bunch. Y'all mind if I say what's up with
Rob's
them?
a little busy. Why don't you let people
Rob's a
know
little
why
busy.
Rob's busy?
Rob has been doing so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's been promoting True Noir. He's been working on that. He just signed a really cool actor that I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to tell you guys about, but he's been working on that. You can find out all that information over on his YouTube channel. You can also go follow his Kickstarter where you can get physical media of the project. I'm in it. Logan's in it. Incredible actors are in it. Katie Sackhoff is in it. What? It's wild. It's amazing. Our dear, sweet Amy Newman. Oh my gosh, we missed so much on this show. She is doing a stand-up show at the Bourbon Room next Thursday, you guys, 7 p.m. Go see that funny lady. If you loved you got to go check out more of that.
I didn't know
She's
she
the
did
best.
comedy.
She started doing stand-up this year, and like rightly so, because she's so gosh
Yeah,
funny.
she's hilarious.
She's great. We do a podcast together too called Two Filthy Casuals. And of course, Taylor Gonzalez, 50 Shades of Tay, he just interviewed me and Rob. So you can go check out all that stuff too.
And if you guys want to find me, I'm just here.
He's just
all
here.
the time.
Yeah, same
All
here.
the time.
Yeah.
Getting work today.
I do want to have one little off the top, but a technical concern. So,
Oh, yeah.
we are still dealing with Spectrum. They are kind of working on the system. It's actually like a neighborhood wide thing, so they're down the block working on the line. We do seem to have pretty decent streaming, but if there's any choppiness, please just be patient. If for some reason we just completely like lose our connection, we're going to keep rolling and recording, and we will upload the episode later. Of course, also the segments and all that stuff. But we're going to just imagine that this is going to keep working.
It's all going to be fine.
So, yeah.
We're going to have a nice Delulu day where we're going to assume that the internet is perfect.
Yeah.
And that Spectrum doesn't want to screw us over. Oh, man. Well, before we get into our topics, too, we do have a little bit of housekeeping. This is a podcast as well as a YouTube channel. So you can always go over and check out wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, what have you. Go check it out. Give us a lovely review. Give us some nice stars over there.
Yeah.
And those written reviews, guys, they really actually help us. So please use your fingies, type us a review, tell people how much you like this show.
There you go.
Also, if you want to add your questions, because we want you to be part of this conversation, you can do that whenever the show is on or off. You can just head on over to Stream Elements, I believe, to go post those questions.
Yeah. And I just realized I didn't bring up the image here. So it's streamelements.com/John Campea/tip.
/tip.
Yeah.
And just the tip will get you your questions, as long as they're appropriate. All right?
Yeah. There you go. Now it's on your shot.
There we go. Yay!
There's always that one thing when, the main host isn't here that I forgot to shuffle over to your camera
No
shot.
worries. It was one of those things, too, where I was like, oh, shoot, I should probably say that part, too.
Yeah. But anyway, send them on in and we'll be getting to those soon.
Because we want to hear from you. So with all of that down, let's just dive into our main topics, guys, shall we?
Yes.
All right, first things first, we are going to be talking about Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2, which I know already so many of you are yelling at your screens going, Chris, you are unqualified to host this topic. That's why I got my guys here.
Yep.
All right? Ridley Scott is saying that Gladiator 2 is the best film he's ever made.
Oh, yeah?
Ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr.
Well,
Scott, really?
although he did roll that back a little bit, right?
Slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Scott.
Conveniently.
What we have over here is that Ridley Scott says that Gladiator 2 is the best thing he's ever made, or at the very least, one of the best things.
Okay, there you
And Gladiator
go.
2 is set to be released in the United States in November of 2024. This is a sequel to 2000's Gladiator, which was also directed by Scott. And this film stars Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, so many more. Joseph Quinn is in here, of course, of Stranger Things fame.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to watch Gladiator before this comes out. I
All right,
already know I'm going
all
to do
right,
the
all
prep
right.
work, you guys.
The thing is like when he says, well, okay, so he kind of walked it back and he said, well, I made a few good ones.
Yeah.
This is one of them. I mean, Gladiator, 2000 Gladiator is definitely one of his
It
highlights.
absolutely is
For sure.
something that I'm always told. I have to have seen this movie. It is something that is important to just, your cinematic palette, apparently.
This one, I'm like, well, we'll see. Is it Gladiator 2, Bless Your Heart?
Gladiator 2.
Bless your
more
heart.
gladiators, more furious.
Yeah, 2 Gladiator, 2 something.
Something like
We'll
that.
see.
I mean, he has a tremendous filmography, though.
He does.
He's done a lot of
Oh, yeah, he
crazy,
does.
crazy stuff.
And some of them are kind of like hit and miss. I mean,
For sure.
if we look here on Rotten Tomatoes, you can look at his filmography. I mean, okay, so I mean, we won't look at anything. He's just executive producer, just director,
Yeah.
producer, or producer.
Napoleon, not my favorite. Not everyone's favorite either. That did not do
That was his last
particularly
outing,
well.
and you know, often what do they say in Hollywood? You're only as good as your last.
As your last movie,
Yeah,
right?
so-
Hopefully this kind of cleanses the palate for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, too, we have House of Gucci. Not so many of you liked that. That was not my cup of tea. I did feel like everybody in that movie was in a different movie,
Yeah.
but obviously it got critical acclaim. A lot of folks loved that one.
It
so I
is
completely
62%,
understand.
so the majority of and 83% of the audience liked it, obviously
Yeah.
here. And then The Last Duel is one I hadn't seen, but I mean it's gotten great reviews, 85 and 81%.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see it.
It was one of those ones where I think, unfortunately, the marketing was missing. And then his response to the marketing missing wasn't great because
Right.
it kind of came out as old man shakes fist at cloud, you know, of just, why are
Who
the
was-
young people not seeing my movies?
Who was in that one again? That's not the one with
That's another Adam Driver.
Yeah,
Oh, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then he did All the Money in the World, which I
Great
mean
film.
you had that infamous cast switching.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Which
garnered
still,
an Academy Award.
it was great.
So when he's on, he is on.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of promise here. You guys are much more familiar with Gladiator than me, obviously, though.
It's easy to remember all the stuff that he failed at, but then I mean, look at 91 for The Martian.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
well, yeah.
that's Ray's like literally one of his favorite movies.
He
if
can
not.
make whatever he wants from now on, but that will always be my favorite movie. I don't
Yeah.
care how good Gladiator 2
And then
is.
of course you've got some stinkers like Exodus, Gods and Kings. That was just dragged on. It was sort of boring. The Counselor, 34 and 24. Woof.
Ooh.
You know, I think
Prometheus.
yeah, Prometheus. I was not a fan of. It was all over the place.
Yeah, Prometheus,
to
my
me.
first Alien movie.
He's very
So-
ambitious in a lot of the things he does, though.
He absolutely is, and you
Sometimes-
got to give him credit.
Yeah, so sometimes he strikes out, sometimes he hits a home run.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one will be one. Gladiator is one of those films where everyone always wants to watch it. When we at my place, when we used to have like Blu-rays out and Gladiator was there,
It was just like the
everyone
easy-
always wants to put that on. And me knowing the length of it, I'm like, nah, let's go for something. But as soon as it starts, I can't stop watching it. It's one of those ones because the Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, the guy who played his even the guy who played the girl who played his wife,
Yeah.
and Connie Nielsen,
Connie
Yeah.
Nielsen.
all of them are great. You just get stuck into the story, and I'm hoping Gladiator 2 has that effect too, because it's probably going to be long. It's probably going to be one of those. It's probably going to be exactly like Gladiator.
I don't know how many more he's got in him. I mean, only because I do feel like the quality is taking like it's on a downward.
That's what it
I
looks
hope
like.
I want this to be good. I don't want to have to say like yet another like Ridley Scott misfire,
Sure.
and especially off of like an IP that's beloved.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. So I'm going to be positive. We don't know until we at least get reviews and then we see the movie in November.
And when's the last time we saw Denzel on screen? I forgot what his
I
last.
think it-
Equalizer. The last
Was-
Equalizer film
was
that
it?
came
Well,
out.
okay.
3. So maybe
I thought it was that. I thought it was the what was the one that was a play?
Macbeth, not Macbeth.
No,
Fences?
Fences. I thought
Fences
it was
was
Fences. But that's
incredible.
2016. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like
And Macbeth was insane. If you guys have not watched Macbeth, oh my gosh, check that out.
and he was in that, right?
Yeah.
No, was he Denzel in that?
In Macbeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Macbeth.
Okay.
It's
so, yeah.
so good.
He looks. This picture right here. He looks very.
His character
He's-
looks great in this movie, like, from what
Yeah.
we see. So
Yeah, you can always count on Denzel.
I'm
even
looking
if the
forward
movie's
to it.
crap.
I love anything kind of Roman history.
Mm-hmm.
I love anything really like historical to begin with. So, like I said, the trailer was okay for me, but I'm going in with it. This isn't one of those like I'm skipping unless the reviews come out and they're like, guys, this is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Which there's another movie out that people are kind of feeling that way, but we'll get into that later.
we absolutely will. But guys, the question is for you. You hear Ridley Scott say this is one of the best films he's ever made. I mean, water is wet. Director loves his own work. Is this something that surprises you? Is this something that you think is just more good PR trying to get the buzz and word out about the movie? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, guys, moving right along. Our next topic. Now, I know the love is not in this room for The Acolyte. I'm
What?
probably the most forgiving of this show.
I haven't finished it.
You didn't finish it.
I
Jonathan,
didn't
did you watch
finish
it? Okay.
I've really only watched the first 3 episodes.
All right.
So what I'm gonna do is I don't even know if I want to watch. I kind of want to like parse through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to get the idea.
I want a Topher Grace cut.
and then
You
watch
can't
maybe
do it.
the.
You can't do that.
No?
I tried to do that because a lot of people are saying it was picking up in the
too
last
choppy to
episodes,
even do
right?
that.
Yeah.
And so I started doing what you're talking about, Jonathan. And I just wanted to go back and watch the full episode because I
To
wasn't
be fair, the
understanding a lot of
episodes
it.
are only 20 minutes,
Yeah.
so
You can boogie through it pretty quick as a binge.
Verdict's still out from me. I can't say I totally hate it without finishing it. So
Now, I will say, I think everyone should watch it just so you can have a full-fledged opinion
right,
on
exactly.
it.
That's why I haven't said anything.
well,
about
that
it.
Yeah.
to be fair, I'm
That's
also.
anything.
I don't think I've ever really gone on the record as like I've acknowledged how
Oh,
bad it
yeah.
is of what people think, but I've never gone on the record and said like, oh, it's terrible.
For sure.
Only I don't like the 3 episodes I saw though. So those 3 episodes,
Yeah.
I'm like the fight me thing. I was like, oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
such
completely
wooden
fair.
acting, and the directing is off, and I didn't have any of the issues. Obviously, like some of these people have issues with like, oh, well, there's females, or oh, it's this, or
Yeah.
it's just
Why
trying to have
is, why is space diverse?
it's trying to have a message. I'm like, no, for me, it's like she opened a cell by electrocuting a wire, like just a random wire, or like just very convenient writing.
There's a
and-
couple just kind
It
of
happened because it's in the
loophole
script,
moments.
obviously.
Yeah, exactly. There are certain things I can suspend my disbelief tremendously, but I need it to make sense. Just follow your own rules.
Yeah, I guess that just
That's all I
happened
need.
is not really doesn't
But
work.
Yeah.
for
but
me.
look, here's the positive about the show: is you didn't have to leave your house.
Yeah.
You could have stopped it whenever you wanted, and you had the choice to watch it or not. Like sometimes when you go to the theater, you're like stuck there. Like even if it's like turning out to be not what you thought.
Sure.
So at least that's the positive, which has nothing to do with the show. It just has everything to do with convenience.
Yeah.
But something you did have to go outside the house for is merchandise.
Exactly.
Or maybe just go to your front door if you ordered on.
You ordered it. Right. And if you were into this show, there was some merchandise for the Acolyte. But according to our friends over at comicbook.com, they are pulling merchandise related to the Acolyte. Now, specifically, the Disney store is pulling this merchandise.
Okay, because
Yeah.
all I know is like Target and them are just now starting to get their Acolyte action figures. I wonder if those are going to be affected, and how's this going to affect the aftermarket, secondary market? Would it jack up? Remember when Gina Carano first got fired, her figure went up, skyrocketed. Like the
skyrocketed.
first 1 or 2, the pops. They've settled down now. I mean, everyone's over it.
All pops are kind of.
But this might have the same effect. It'll be interesting to see eBay if any of this like goes up, especially for the show may not have been good, but a lot of people liked certain characters in the show,
Oh, heck yeah.
which made them
If I
expensive.
could get a Khmer, come
Right.
Sith Bay?
on.
I refer to him as Sith Bay.
I love Sith Bay.
So it'll be interesting to see what this does to the secondary market on these things. I mean, I haven't heard of Disney ever doing this with anything, actually. If you go to a Disney store or Target, you still see stuff from Wish
Yeah.
because they can't get rid of it.
Well, and that was one where they made so much merchandise because Disney, at the end of the day, is a big business, and so many of their properties focus on them being toyetic.
But what would be the? They just don't want anyone to know about the show anymore.
Well-
Is that why they're? Because they can make money off it still,
Part
right?
of the-
Don't you think?
Sure.
Part of the problem is that, you know, they posted this on Reddit, of course, the world's like place for accuracy and truth, but you know, it's when you go to the Disney store itself, it says no result found for the Acolyte. It's just all gone. But the article does bring out that this stuff was all meant to be timed.
Temporary?
It was all
Seasonal?
Yeah, well, not even seasonal. It was all meant to just be limited release.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you, to your point, if you go to like Target or
Walmart.
well, Entertainment Earth, Target, whatever,
Yeah.
you can still get merch. So like they're
Yeah.
still selling the helmet, like this helmet right here. You know, so it's not like they just pulled all of
And a
that
lot
stuff.
of the Disney store is the Disney branded stuff.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the Hasbro stuff, which is the expensive things.
I think because of the climate with this show and then its cancellation, there's a lot of like sensitivity or just heightened like
Right.
raw nerves, like, oh, they're doing this because of this or whatever.
Yeah.
So you got the one side, you got the incels, let's just say it, who are like, yay, we're winning, like we still hate
Yeah.
Disney, but they're doing this because of what we said. And then you got the other side who genuinely liked it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Who are like, oh, we're letting the incels win. It's like you're only letting the incels win if you in your heart let them win. Like they didn't pull this because there was a woman in it. I'm sorry. go see Skeleton Crew
Exactly.
that's coming up, and Andor and anyone else is a diverse cast.
Well, and this is why always give Star Wars a shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Always give it a
Did
shot.
you-
If you actually love the properties, if you actually love this fandom, you're always going to give it the good old
They're-
college try
they-
and see if it's for you,
They
because not
canceled-
everything is.
They canceled the show because not just the ratings, but the viewership took a nosedive.
took
So
a
why would
huge
you
decline.
spend hundreds of millions on this show and then for like a quarter of the, the audience?
Well,
I mean,
no, go ahead,
No,
Ray.
no, I was just one thing was like, I wonder if they still are still selling Willow stuff on the Disney Store.
That's a good
They
question.
Oh.
pulled, the
Let's
only
find
thing
out.
that actually hurt me that they pulled that I was I was looking forward to. There's a movie they were gonna release a little while ago. I think it was called Crater, where these kids go onto the moon or they time travel to the moon or something. And I remember looking it up, and I couldn't find it, and I just realized, they canceled the whole movie. We can't even watch it anywhere.
The only Willow thing on DisneyStore.com is a Willow 35th anniversary pin. That's a
But it's
limited
there.
edition.
But
And that's a
it's
throwback
there.
to the original
But that's
movie.
a throwback to the original, yeah.
the movie.
So there is something, and I do always find this a little jarring when, especially in this now current age of streaming where we do not have physical copies of these shows, it is a little off-putting to have everything completely Kaiser Soze'd, where there's no trace of this show left
yeah.
whatsoever. I do
Exactly.
find that part jarring. Now, of course, you have to think about supply and demand. If there's not the demand for these products from Disney, why would you keep making them? But it still just gives me a little bit of pause as a creator and as somebody who enjoys Star Wars and comic books and, nerdy properties. The idea of it being gone forever and somebody who does genuinely love it, not being able to experience it, enjoy it, have that merch, have
Right.
even this footage if this gets pulled from Disney at some point.
Right.
That's the part that always worries me about
Well,
these kinds of
that's the
things.
problem. That's if you're going to get into a streaming show, that's the risk you're making.
And
Yeah.
but the plus to having Disney Plus is you would think you could go back and watch the shows no one else liked. Like just have an archive of things. I get it costs stuff,
The
but
problem
like,
is
it
it
just
does-
takes
yeah.
away from maybe a reason why someone would want to go to Disney Plus. I want to see that awful show that everyone talked about. I mean, you're gonna have some hits,
But
you're
then,
gonna have some
but then
misses.
that's kind of
When they
bad for
pull
like
it-
if you owned a service, you wouldn't want people to
right. But
Fair,
over time, maybe it's one of those things that becomes relevant again. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Well, we'll see.
But, the room is still talked about
For-
everywhere.
There's reasons for
for
why
all
the
the wrong
is
right
still,
reasons.
yeah,
Tom it was all.
Spoons.
Yeah.
All right.
one of the best worst movies of all time. I mean,
So fun. Well, folks, question's up for you. Do you think it's pretty shocking that Disney has pulled all of the Acolyte merch from their Disney store, or does that make sense to you? How do you feel about, in general, some of these shows getting this kind of erasure treatment? Let us know how you feel in the comments down below. And we've got more to talk about, one of my most anticipated films of the year we're going to talk about. But before we do that, we want to take just a quick second to thank the folks over at Miracle Made for making this episode possible.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you once again to Miracle Made for making this episode of the Non-Campea Show possible. Remember, guys, when you use those little coupon codes, it doesn't only help you get a tasty deal, it helps us. It helps us all get paid and keep our jobs. Please help. Thank you. That wasn't desperate, right? That was totally chill. I didn't oversell that. Great.
Miracle Maid.
Wonderful. Miracle Maid, making the miracle of my employment. Wonderful. All
Also,
right.
thank you, the Batman. He's given us a couple of super chats today. So
Oh, heck yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, the Batman. Well, I mean, I don't want to reveal your secret identity, but I've heard that you've got expendable income. So.
I kind of do. I want to know who this
Who's
masked
the
man
It rhymes
is.
with Woos Bane.
Who's Bane?
Yeah.
Well, guys, we are now into my favorite topic of the day, honestly. I know we've got a big main topic, but this is the one that's the main event for me. I'm so excited about the War of Rohirrim. I'm so excited about this. I have been dying to see this trailer. It finally dropped, and for me, it did not disappoint.
Take us to class, Chris.
All right. Well, first, I want to get some just general reactions from you guys, too, because I think I'm much more excited, and that's totally okay. How you feeling?
Mine's all aesthetic wise.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Just coming from the movies and stuff, that gritty, the dark.
Mm-hmm.
This was a little bit jarring, as in the animation style they chose. I understand it's it reminds me of the Studio Ghibli sort of with mixed in with other
Yeah.
things I've seen before. I could get past that. I'm one of those people that I could get past visually what it's presenting. I want to know what's going on and why
The
this
story of it.
war's happening and why these two people are fighting. As soon as I get a grip of that, maybe the just visual stuff that is not clicking with me, I could get past it. You know, but other than that, it was just the animation style. I thought it would be a little bit more. I don't know if you would consider this. Well, of course, the director, he's what? Is he Japanese? He's a Japanese director, right?
Yes.
For this film.
Yeah.
So maybe there's that influence in the animation too.
Which I'm such a sucker for. I love Miyazaki stuff. I cut my teeth on anime, right? That was one of my first kind of gateways into so many different kind of nerd culture properties. And I love the aesthetic. I will give you some of the moments where it switches from traditional 2D animation to CGI. Does look a little jarring, you know, when doors are opening and things
Right.
like that. But I can totally understand that aesthetic issue, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just coming from the movies. That's all I know. So it's kind of
For
like
sure.
comparing. It's hard not to compare them. But I do love the tone of it. It sounds like something big is about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when I watched it at first, I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be like more of an anime style. I wasn't quite sure. So that was like a little bit like, oh, okay. Then my brain had to be like, well, this is going to be anime, but in Lord of the Rings world.
Yeah.
That's fine. I guess for me, I was like, oh, this is basically, I guess it makes sense. The War of the Rohirrim, it implies it's a civil war. But when it was like, oh, well, I want these two to be betrothed. Well, I don't want to marry this person. Well, the dads fight, and then the one person dies, and now we're going to fight. And it was like, oh, I thought the story was going to be a little different. I thought this was going to be more like fighting off the
More
orcs
Sauron and
and all
Saruman
that
kind of
stuff.
things.
And
Sure.
and in one sense, that can be refreshing because it's like, okay. And it does imply a little, like, with some edits, the rings, there's influence there. There's something more there. So I was like a little on the fence, but still leaning towards liking it, but not like, you know, just jumping
Obsessed.
right in.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, all right, well, let's see what people think. But
Sure.
That's why I now defer to you, educate me, and why you love it so much.
First of all, let's be clear that I have an inherent bias because I love Lord of the Rings more than anything in the world. My dog is named Gimli, son of Gloin. My voiceover studio is called Speak Friend Studio. I'm obsessed with this. My best friend's birthday is this weekend, and we're doing a Lord of the Rings eat along. We're doing all the Hobbit meals.
That's great.
So I'm very into this. So War of Rohirrim is going to take place 183 years prior to the events of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Right.
Wow, that's
All
like
right.
what, a bunch of
Yeah.
generations.
Well, depending on how
depends.
long those people
Yeah, it
live.
depends.
Right.
If you're Bilbo Baggins, you're kicking.
111
You're going to be born soon. If you are a Dunedain, you're just having a great time.
Right.
This is also thousands of years after the events of Rings of Power. So it's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
in between
So
these
somewhere
things.
in the middle.
Yeah. And so this character here who's on screen right now, this is Hera. And what's really interesting is that she is only referred to in the appendices of Tolkien's writing and never by name. We only know that she is this king's daughter. And so the writers of this show thought, well, this is a really interesting character to kind of center things on and explore this, because then you do get to create a lot of your own lore with how extensive Tolkien and his son were with
Yeah.
the whole world building of Middle Earth and all of its stories, the
I-
Silmarillion
yeah.
and everything. That's a really cool thing to go, oh, here's a nugget that hasn't been explored that I can expand
Well, I
upon.
love that this has a touch into the histories then.
Yes.
Because at first half it was just like, well, they're just kind of like making an original story. It is for the most part, but it's still tied to some of his own
Yeah,
histories.
it's a footnote, but it's a footnote that is potentially worth exploring.
Right.
Right. And if you haven't read the books, I completely understand. They are dense. It's like reading history appendices. That's what it is. That's what the Silmarillion is, basically.
And what I really like about it is it seems like they're starting to interweave different forms of medium to connect everything together.
Yeah.
Which is great. If there's a video game that they release too that actually tells apart, that'd be awesome. Like, I really like what they're setting up, because even if Rings of Power wasn't everyone's favorite, it still could grow into a better show. Right. And so like this, if this takes off, we could get a sequel or maybe another
or just,
from another timeline,
yeah,
a different
exactly.
animation,
Yeah,
a different style.
Yeah.
There's so much world to explore here for sure. Side quest. Did you ever play Shadow of Mordor?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that game is so good.
It's great, but
Such a good game.
the games I really like are just the linear ones that actually followed the movie. Like the
Sure.
Two Towers. Those ones you had to go the direction they wanted you to go. And it would tell you the story of those ones were great. I just loved it because it was like a group playing, and I was always Legolas if I could. Gimli was also another character I like playing. Lord of the Rings, that name is the only reason why I give Rings of Power a chance, why I'm going to give this a chance. It doesn't matter if the trailer didn't work for me. I'm still going to watch it just because of the impact the Lord of the Rings movies has had on me. They have that power over me from those movies. So anything they release, I'm going to give it a shot.
One film franchise to rule them all
Right.
and
I
get
know.
ready to watch them
I
in
think
the
Ray got a
darkness.
ring. Ray got a ring.
Yeah, perfect. What I think I'm really excited about here too is I love exploring a different medium, to your point, because those first movies, that trilogy, utilized so many practical effects, had big epic sets. That costs a ton of money. And I'm not saying animation is cheap, but you have so fewer restrictions.
Imagine if you would have to they would have had to have gone back to where the Lord of the Rings was shot.
Exactly.
We saw blood in this
and
trailer.
copy.
Oh.
Yes.
And if you didn't copy a lot of those shots, those sweeping shots, people would be
Right.
like, this is just like sub
Yeah.
par.
Well, Amazon's show is the most expensive show ever made, and there's moments
their
where it
shots
does
are
not look
amazing.
good sometimes, and there's shots where they're
It
beautiful.
does look good,
but
yeah.
it's so costly. Animation allows you to do so much with just a piece of paper, essentially. I know that's me just absolutely minimizing what animators do. They're incredible. They create entire worlds with
Well, that's
their
just it though. The
hands.
world is in their hands.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to go into the elements though.
Exactly.
So-
And Ray, you were starting to say you saw blood in this trailer?
Was there blood in this trailer? I
There
don't remember.
is. This is rated R.
Okay.
So we are going to have, I think,
Wait.
some creative kills.
This is rated R. So this isn't just like a PG-13. Like there's going to be blood and some serious stuff. So that means it's. I mean, the original.
I'm pretty sure it is. Let me
There's
double
gonna
check
be
that.
some- yeah,
Chat,
there's
call,
gonna be some
call me
adult-
out if I'm talking out of my butt about
Okay.
this rating.
Well, if it is R, there's going to be some adult themes probably related to it. And if not, you know what? Who cares? It's Lord of the Rings.
Let's see here.
Well, I don't see a
What is
rating.
Because
So
when
I
we were
need
watching
to-
this morning, oh, is it PG-13?
It is PG-13.
Okay.
All right. Well, either way though.
Either way, you're gonna and especially an American PG-13, you're getting tons of violence. It just
Yeah, and that was never really an important part.
it means
of-
we're not gonna have sexy times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
okay with
womp
that.
womp.
womp womp.
Yeah. And just to be clear too, at the end there, I know we have that hand grabbing some rings and everything.
Yeah. So okay. So there was obvious shots of like kings with rings on their hands,
Mm-hmm.
and then the last shot, it's like, hey, I got the jingle jingle ring. Yeah.
So
And he just covers it.
what I have read is that it's a treasure hunter of some sort collecting rings for Sauron. But we have to keep in mind, timeline-wise, the one ring is still with Gollum in the Misty Mountains.
Yeah.
With him in his cave.
Right.
So
they
that's
just
not going
showed
to come
that
into play.
as a just a like a,
I think it's for all of us to go, what's that?
oh,
What's
you like
going
to tie
on there?
things together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
obviously the events of The Hobbit are going to show us what happens to the ring and send it off on its trajectory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make you guys any more excited, or do you feel like I just took you to a boring history lecture
No,
about
I'm
fake
gonna
stuff?
watch it. I'm gonna watch it. No matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I am assuming that the the reviews are gonna be pretty good.
I hope
so. I'm already
so.
planning on seeing it. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, it's one of those movies where it's like, I'm either gonna have to be like, okay, well, this is sort of what I expected, or I'm gonna come out and be like, oh, that was so good.
And also, I did say yesterday, I think I need one more trailer, just a little
Oh,
bit.
sure.
Just a little bit more context, and then I'm good to go.
Cool. Well, guys, question is for you. The War of Rohirrim trailer. Are you excited? Are you not into it? Are you going to be there Christmas Day hanging out with me and screaming about this movie? I hope so. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. All right. Final topic of the day.
Whoop, whoop.
I don't think anyone's surprised. The Crow is not getting great reviews. It is debuting with a horrific Rotten Tomatoes score. As of this
19%.
recording, 19%.
Oh,
Oh,
how
now-
many reviews do we have on there?
57?
57.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get into some of these.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's check.
Did
some
you
of
have
them.
any? Did you watch the original?
I have not watched the originals, and I know the original.
Well, you only need to
director-
see the first. You don't-
Okay.
the other ones
When I know that director was saying how this wasn't what The Crow is, which I remember just being like, man, let people do a new thing. Let them try their own thing. You'll still have your movie.
He didn't need to open his mouth about it.
No.
That seems so petty. I'm like, I'm glad you made a cult classic from the 90s and nothing else has been stellar that you've created.
Yeah.
Why don't you just calm down?
Wow.
That-
Sit, Ubu,
Yeah.
sit. Good boy.
Oh wow.
Well, and that response, that unmitigated soundbite, is why I am disappointed in this. I have no skin in this game. I don't need the Crow franchise
Yeah, I
to be
don't-
good. But I was disappointed just because I wanted that guy to be like, oh, well, they did something better with my property.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I don't really remember watching the first Crow. I know the story. I do love a story where, people cause someone a tragedy or harm,
A
and
la
they
John
come back.
Wick.
They come back and have the best revenge ever, and they're immortal. I mean, I love watching in the trailer the bad guys have that fear in their eyes, where you probably in the beginning they're like ha ha ha, and then they're just, oh, I messed up. We messed up. It's all over for us. I love those stories like that. And plus, the main actor, Bill Skarsgård,
Sure.
kind of reminds me of my quarterback for my Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow. And that's another reason why I wanted to see it, because he reminds me of Joe Burrow. to
Oh,
be
you can
honest.
still see it. No one's gonna stop you.
That's true.
No, but with these reviews, that's why I want to maybe read some out, or maybe so we
Absolutely.
can get a sense of what's wrong with this
Let's
movie.
see what
If
we got.
only I had the Rotten Tomatoes thing right here. Oh, I do. We're gonna go to
Oh,
Top
he's so
Critics.
prepared.
We're gonna go to Top Critics. So there you go. We can start with brand new
All
from the
right.
New York Times. Why not?
From Brandon Yu of the New York Times. But ultimately, what this version, directed by Rupert Sanders, is spiritually derived from is neither the film nor the comic, but rather the flattened popular image that the film produced. A Hot Topic style version of alternative consciousness.
All right, and we kind of got
Okay.
that feeling
what's a
from
positive
the
one?
first
Let's go.
images.
Let's get a positive.
Well,
Is
it's
there
gonna be
anything
hard. We got to go
positive?
through some
Yeah.
negative ones first.
So, Megan Navarro from Bloody Disgusting. Instead of a bold new vision, The Crow offers a confusing, uninteresting sleepwalk through a disjointed dream of a comic book movie. We've got Nick Shager over at the Daily Beast, most notable for excessively straining for R-rated credibility at every turn. Oh, that's not good.
Let's check Williams here up top.
William Bibiani from The Wrap.
Yeah.
When you stifle the emotional simplicity of a story like The Crow to emphasize the plot had better make sense. And it doesn't. It's got perplexing rules and a vague chronology, and nothing seems like it matters anymore.
Wow.
These are pretty scathing, you
These are
guys.
like existential
These are
reviews.
really-
Yeah. Which I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. And again, I'm not familiar with the Crow properties. Is it that deep? Do we need it to be that deep?
No, I don't think so.
I just playing devil's advocate a little bit. Ryan Latzino over at Indie Rap. The Crow is not a waste of talent or resources. Worse, it just hangs there on the screen as undead as Eric himself.
Oh, wow.
Dang. Tim Grusin over at Screen
It sounds
International.
boring. It's what's coming off.
Yeah, like it's
And
just
it
like
shouldn't
a-
be.
It goes on and on with this. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Mark
All right.
Kennedy, Associated Press. The Crow isn't bad, and it gets better as it goes. But it's an exercise in folly. It cannot escape Lee and the 1994 original, even as it builds a more allegorical scaffolding for the smartphone generation.
smartphone generation. So that means it's like quick editing or whatever. I don't
Yes,
know.
and that's our positive review.
I know it's not bad, but
It's not bad, but it's
not
not
for
great.
everyone.
Oof, magoof. Okay. David Rooney, Hollywood Reporter. The Crow is sluggish, overly self-serious gloomfest that never takes wing.
Yeah, see, it seems like it just meanders is a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone, it doesn't take long to realize that what was meant to be a franchise starter is unlike its hero, permanently dead on arrival.
Yikes.
So I mean, I think we get the point.
Yeah. How long is this movie? What's the runtime?
Oh, let me actually look that up
Let's
for you.
see.
But I was also wondering if it's Lionsgate. It's Lionsgate, right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
That means they've had a tough week. If
It's Lionsgate, and it's
Oh.
hour 51 minutes.
well, that's not bad.
That's with credits, so hour 40
It's
something.
under 2 hours though, when it feels like that kind of slog. Oh,
I will say this. I will say one positive.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait for this to go onto streaming.
hey, that's fair.
I mean, I'm being honest. I still want to watch it, but I'm not going to the theater to watch it.
yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone involved that made this movie, but it just because before I was like, oh, we have nothing coming out except The Crow.
Well-
Maybe I should be excited for this, and I was, but now just excited for it to come to stream.
Well, and like we talked about yesterday on the show, this was released and they only just allowed the film embargo to lift after release.
Which is always a
like-
pretty bad sign.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, the closest I recall was Five Nights at Freddy's, where it was like just before.
Yeah, and that ended up doing spectacularly.
A little better,
that,
better.
that movie had legs.
which is odd because it still didn't. It kind of got panned. But,
Yeah,
but,
but it did day and date, and it had the embargo released very late, and people still went to that movie. Little
Yep.
kids dressed up for that movie, mostly just to scare me. I think. I feel like it was a personal vendetta.
A movie that a film that's being like bashed on this bad, it makes me wonder why they thought it could be a franchise starter.
Sure.
I mean, unless you know what, we don't have audience scores yet. Sometimes I do depend on those, especially when a film is really, really low on the critic rating. Sometimes the audience rating, if it's higher, I do maybe want to go to the theater and watch it myself but I don't know. Borderlands, probably the audience rating is a little bit higher too than what it has. I don't,
Slightly, yeah.
but that movie, ugh.
I need to know on a scale of, Madam Web to cinema where this lays. That's what I need to know.
that's like
here.
the scale, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember. Did people put Borderlands a little bit above Madam Web? I think
don't
I think
remember.
John did.
Yeah, he
John
did.
John said it was like bad, but like you could still like watch it. Whereas
Okay.
you watch Madam Web and it was so incoherent.
It was ridiculous.
It's just like we're running from someone trying to kill us. Let's go dance on a table now at a
Okay,
cafe. It was like what?
Just
So-
girl stuff, Jonathan.
Yeah. So right
Girl
now-
stuff.
currently Borderlands is at 10%,
Well, that's worse than the Crow.
Oh.
but the
How many
audience score is
reviews?
at 53%.
How many
Okay.
reviews? Yeah, I'll be interested to see the audience review.
Absolutely.
On the Crow.
It's 148 reviews for.
So it's 3 times almost the reviews for. So I mean, the Crow may continue to drop at this
But
pace.
I just hate to see, because you look at it and you're like, oh, this is like, all I think of gothic, emo, whatever. Like, oh, it's a bummer. It's like it's such a downer movie. Like the hero's like a downer. But then to hear that it's boring, actually boring, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
For me,
Well,
it's like I don't know.
This will surprise no one. My husband Logan was very excited about this movie, where he's like, "Oh, this looks ridiculous. Let's go."
Yeah, especially the killing in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm like, this part is gonna be awesome.
Where it was, this looks like a great popcorn, senseless, violent movie. And he was just, I can't wait to go see that. You'll have a nice, terrific lady day. I'll go watch this movie and see a bunch of violence.
Please force him to see it still.
I'm pretty sure he'll
Please.
still go.
Please make him keep that plan.
Yeah.
Keep him off Rotten Tomatoes. Give us the
Yeah.
word of what he says.
Keep
the
him
first
off
word he
Rotten
says when he comes
Tomatoes.
back.
He also still defends Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1. So I feel like he'd be okay with it.
Me and Logan
you
are
know
kind of like the same.
You
taste.
guys are the same. You
Rebel
share the
Moon
same
Part
taste.
1. I did laundry too, and it was fantastic.
Well, hopefully.
So there you go, guys. If you want to like do your laundry and
If you want to
fold
do your
while you
laundry
watch
and
it, it's
fold
not a bad
stuff,
movie.
Watch Rebel Moon and then go see The Crow.
If you want to be forced into a sensory deprivation situation like a movie theater is and have to face like your fears the entire time,
Yeah.
If you know
you might
what?
not
it
like
out.
it.
Check it
Hey,
out.
and put it this way: if you don't want to see The Crow, go see Inside Out 2. Get it
Yeah.
at number
Let's
one.
get it to number
Yeah.
Go
one.
see Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh,
Get it higher. Go
that's
see all the
fine.
other Alien, Romulus. You got
Yeah, go see
choices.
Romulus.
Because we ain't have choices for a little while. Because I don't think the next big release is Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's Beetlejuice.
I think
and,
it's Beetlejuice. That's
Pretty
it.
slim pickings from now till.
Yeah. So give, especially Inside Out. I kind of want to start a campaign for everyone to go see it at least one more time so it gets number one.
Aw,
I don't
would
know.
love that.
I don't know. I don't know.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would love that. Well, guys, let us know what you think. Are you surprised that critics are hating on The Crow, or are you saying to yourself, yep, that tracks? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, we are going to get to the most important part of the show, your questions. But before we do that, we just have to take one more quick ad break to thank the folks over at Hungryroot.
We want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Hungryroot. Guys, you know me, I like things that make my life easier, especially things that make it easier for me to eat healthy and eat well, and certainly more effectively than trying to order from food delivery services. Hungryroot is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping so you don't even have to think about it. Hungryroot gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. Then, they build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Each order is fully customizable so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements, and much more. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Right now, Hungryroot is offering the John Campea Show listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/Campea to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/Campea. Don't forget to use our link so that they know we sent you.
And thank you once again to Hungryroot for making this episode of the Non-Campea Show possible. All right, guys, let's get into everybody's questions. Let's see what we got.
Heading off into ludicrous speed with Lord Helmet. Am I crazy to think if The Acolyte had been filmed in the volume to keep production costs reasonable, instead of creator Leslie Headland insisting on sets and locations, Disney may have given her one more season to wrap things up despite low viewership? But they could do that again for the second season if that were the case. So
I think the low viewership really is just the nail in the coffin there. Yes,
Yeah.
it being expensive does add on to that, but if people aren't tuning in, why would you make more and pay those actors and pay those writers and pay those crew members?
like I appreciate they didn't go the Obi-Wan route and just everything was volume, because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like volume has its place. House of the Dragon used volume when they're at Dragonstone, like, but it's done correctly. When you're using it all the time, you're like, you don't believe what's over those stones over there.
Exactly.
Like, it just looks like you can tell. Yeah. So it's great that they wanted to do more of an Andor route where it was like sets and location, but then you also have to follow that up with good writing.
Yeah.
Which they did not.
I was like, oh, wow, they're at Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, almost.
Are they going to order something soon? Come on.
You can get some sliders.
Fight me. Anonymous says, hey guys, these days there are more and more beloved animation getting live adaptation, e.g. Avatar The Last Airbender, Lilo and Stitch. Is there any animation from Disney, Cartoon Network, or Nickelodeon you'd like to see get a live adaptation?
Gargoyles.
Blue.
Gargoyles.
Bluey.
You want a live adaptation of Blue?
Have you seen the actual real breed of dog that Bluey is?
Blue healers? Yeah. They're
so
gorgeous.
cute.
What if they did like a live action of Rugrats and they all had weird distorted heads? It'd be like the Garbage Pail Kids movie from the 80s.
I already don't want children, and that would just make me be like, never. Stay away.
But yeah, Gargoyles would be amazing. I mean,
Gargoyles would be awesome. That'd
be really cool. And then obviously, that guy. We want Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be killer.
Yeah.
Save Legends of Tomorrow says, do you think the Acolyte may suffer the same fate as Willow? We were talking about this, and become part of another content purge at Hulu and Disney Plus. As much as disliked it, I think any show would be essentially erased, decanonized, sure, but not erased. It depends on if a lot of people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
If they're streaming it, if people are flocking to it or whatever.
Well, we touched on this in the topic too there, Anonymous, and I obviously, again, I have a bias in this because I am an actor, I'm a creator, I produce things, and it would break my heart if some of the things I've made, I can't go back to at some point in time.
I think there's one thing that a major difference between that and Willow is Willow was one film from a long time ago. It's a cult classic, but it's not a huge property like a lot of people that love it. And I do love it,
Yeah,
like people
same.
think. So you can kind of walk back from that. This is Star Wars, so I think they're going to keep it.
I think it'll probably exist on there, at least for a while.
Yeah. Then we got Ginger Bearded Geek, tip $20. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Our Robert Downey Jr. Russo brothers returned from Feige's Hail Mary on returning the MCU to quality over quantity. I hope that we leave the cinema on Doomsday feeling that we've met a quality Von Doom and not just an evil Iron Man. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a villain. I just want to make one comment to this real quick.
Yeah.
Is that I do feel like a lot of people are like, oh, well, will Doomsday be the return to quality? I'm like, okay, we already are starting to see return of quality. I mean, Deadpool Wolverine was fun.
It was great. Guardians of the Galaxy 3
Guardians 3 was great.
Genius.
I mean, I'm still going to go back and say, like, there's some revisionist history where people are like, oh, I guess Doctor Strange 2 was just awful. I'm like, a lot of people like Doctor Strange 2.
Did well at the box office.
I'm saying that's one of my mid-tier ones for this new phase.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Quantumania. It's not and the Marvels was actually a good movie. It's just like, why did you make a movie based on Disney Plus characters outside of Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
So that was a blunder. But like, there's definitely some blunders. I understand why people didn't like Eternals and stuff like that.
Sure.
But then you also had No Way Home. So let's not act like this phase is a complete loss.
Exactly. It's not a blanket statement.
Yeah.
There's just been some misses.
And I don't think that we have to wait to Doomsday for a return to form. I mean, I think I have faith in Fantastic Four. I think they're going to do good with that.
I'm really excited about Fantastic
Now that
Four.
it could also suck, and then to your point, then it would be like, oh, another blunder in this phase. But let's not act like everything just sucks until Doomsday.
Absolutely. And to be clear, because we also had some issues with this in the comments and everything too, I want Doomsday to be great.
Yeah.
I want RDJ to crush this. I still am just scratching my head over the for why of it.
Yeah, me too.
And that's the issue.
Me too. I get why everyone's positive about it, but I still don't know why.
It is funny.
Because he's just expensive.
It is funny with our comments. When the news first dropped, our comments were like 80% positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we bring this up as we go, it's all the doomsayers, no pun intended, where it's like 20%, I'm looking forward to this or I'm open to this. And the 80% like, nope, I know exactly what this is. This is a cheap ploy. It is desperate, and that's what it is. It's like, well, okay, I'm glad you just know everything without any proof ever. It could be terrible. It could be desperate.
Well, and this is why.
No, they're the ones that are hurt. Anyone that's black and white, then you are a Sith.
I wouldn't mind.
Quote the great.
I wouldn't mind being Sith.
Quote the great.
Someone had some
episode
coffee
3.
this morning.
Just at me next time. I already said I feel like this is, but I would like to be proved wrong.
And also, Raisin, I love this. Now everyone's gonna think, oh, he's a defender. No, this might suck. It might be
you're
a
just
cheap.
a shit stirrer.
This might be awful, but I'm one of those people who just cannot be like, this is what it is without any proof, whether it be positive or negative. I'm still on the fence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a vision of the Doom mask coming off and him saying, all right.
Hell yeah.
That would have been ridiculous.
Oh man, the what is it? What's the phase? It'd be like
the thing I like about all these variants.
Yeah, no, you can even say all these phases.
Yeah.
I keep getting older. All these phases stay the same.
I've been driving variants all my life.
Oh my God, he's just in a Cadillac.
Yeah, like the Lincoln. I don't whatever. I just like it.
Him sitting there with that weird ball in his hand, whatever he's doing.
You know what'd be
so
great?
cool, man.
I hold this ball.
Yeah.
All right. Jake G says, a massive Sonic fan, and I bet you the comments are going to tear him apart. They're going to be like, he's an apologist. Jake G says, as a massive Sonic fan, I'm a bit worried about the third movie for a couple reasons. The movie is 4 months away, and we haven't had anything really as far as marketing. We've answered this before, but okay. And it's going up against Mufasa opening weekend. I want the movie to do well.
Well, here we go.
That is a concern. The opening against Mufasa is a bit of a concern.
Can you see my camera? Have you gone on Walmart?
You're on camera.
They're starting to roll out, baby. There's some marketing for you.
I would love Steve Buscemi as Doom, as David Coca says here. That'd be great.
I'm not too worried about
Yeah, it's still
Sonic,
a long time away.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get it pretty soon.
We got
What
4 months.
happens if you release a trailer too early is sometimes the steam runs out by the time the movie
Exactly.
comes
You forget
out.
about it.
You want to hit that sweet spot.
They may have even, to your point, they may have even been avoiding it because of all the D23 content coming out. They don't want to be lost
Honestly,
in, like,
potentially.
in the
And you know how much how excited people are for this movie. Well, there's people who try to sell things, upsell things, but a lot of the Sonic 3 stuff has gone off the shelf. I went to my Walmart and there's nothing left.
Let's
So
look at
if there's a gauge of that, it could be aftermarket flippers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like to think it's because people are excited for this movie.
It's still in an uptrend because I mean the first Sonic was 320 million, the second one was like 409 million, or let's see, what was it exactly, 405 million. So it's on an uptrend.
Yeah.
People were fairly excited about that series coming out.
Yeah.
Which
Knuckles
I haven't
was great.
seen yet, but I
Knuckles
still want
was
to check
good.
out.
Knuckles got
Yeah.
great reviews. It got great viewership as well. It's a super cute, fun series, and I think people are really jazzed about Shadow.
If this
Yeah.
keeps the uptrend, you could be like maybe at 500 million
And I hate
or
to say it,
480 or whatever.
This might be Paramount's last home run.
yeah,
Hopefully it's a home
I
run.
want him to go
Oh
out
my god,
big.
we haven't even covered that in our topics, but there's more drama with Paramount.
It's awful.
It sounds like Skydance. This sounds like it's just corporate strong arming, but from what I could tell in the terms, I know there's a tangent. I'll keep it quick. It doesn't seem like Paramount did break the terms, but Skydance is like, well, we're going to take our money and go. And by the way, you owe us 400 million for blowing this for yourselves. But then part of that other deal that they're looking at, they're like, we'll pay that 400 million.
Yeah.
So the drama goes on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Oh.
Anyway, Jake G. Oh, wait. We just read Jake
Yeah.
G. Amin says, hey, Chris. She's here. So I already know John's thoughts, but where is your excitement level for Rings of Power Season 2? I enjoyed the first season, even though it had a bunch of issues, but the marketing for Season 2 so far has been stellar. It looks epic.
Yeah.
Hoping it delivers.
I was wondering that myself.
You know, well, let me let you know. I just did a rewatch.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
enjoyed
my
it.
God. Okay.
I did
let's
a
hear
rewatch
this.
and I enjoyed it much more this time. I think it also helps, and I know this is going to be the most privileged thing in the world to say. Doing an after show really sours how I feel about shows, because it's doing an hour of content plus an hour of Q&A justifying why I feel something is fun. Like when we do it in these little segments and it's 8 minutes, I don't care. It's fine. An hour of me and Rob sitting and arguing about the validity of this show was so tiring. And I just be like, yeah, I guess it's not good. I had problems with it. I had a lot of problems with logic. I had a few problems with some of the aesthetics. I had a few problems with some character choices.
On the second round, or?
First round and then second round, I didn't feel as bad about some of those things.
Okay.
I was
Because
like,
you don't carry
this
the
is fine.
expectations too.
Exactly.
Like everyone's so high on this show coming out, and
Sure.
every episode seemed to be more of a disappointment to everyone than an actual. We're lucky to have, or
Yeah.
things like that.
I
So,
thought there were really cool lore things they were doing, especially with kind of exploring some of the stuff with the Valar and everything. I think that's really exciting. The addition of Tom Bombadil in this season is so exciting to me because he is, one, he's so overpowered as a character in the Tolkien universe, but two, he's fascinating, and we have not had him on screen in those original trilogies or the Hobbit movies or anything. I'm looking forward to it.
and we got an appearance from Bunny.
We do.
I'm looking forward to this season.
George Jonathan didn't get that.
It looks a.
Did you get that, Jonathan?
No, I'm
8
looking
Mile,
for.
Eminem.
I didn't get it.
Oh,
I am looking forward to this season. I'm going to give it another try. Here's my problem with. I mean,
Okay.
on your second run, were any of the characters any more likable? Because to me, I just didn't. There was certain characters I liked. I liked the elf. I liked the dwarves.
Oh,
I liked
so like Elrond and Durin.
and Durin.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I like that.
I want that to be the whole show.
Problem is that it skewed it. Okay, I didn't care about the humans because they all look like just rotting tooth like morons. And part of the issue with like the scale,
That's
they
fair.
do these wonderful sweeping like shots that I was saying, like the scale of it was really great. And you said, well, something seems small. Well, okay, it seems like there's 20 villagers.
Yeah.
It seemed like, get your pitchforks, we're gonna fight the orcs. There's 20 of us with sticks.
And then
and it
you
was
see all those
like-
orcs coming, you're like,
And it's
"Nah,
like,
guys."
wow, this is a stupid battle
Yeah.
with 20 people.
Yeah.
And then the people on what's the island that eventually gets destroyed? You know,
Oh, Numenor?
Numenor.
Yeah.
Hated every one of them. Hated them. They were awful trash people.
A
Like
whole-
I literally didn't like any of the people, and I didn't care what happened to them. I didn't care about the little forest people. Looked like they were sticky to the
Harfoots?
touch.
I love them.
They look
I
like
identify with them.
I feel
they
like
look like they smelled really bad all the time.
I feel like
And
I love Nori.
and I every time I was just like, why do I care about any of these people? I don't like them. And even they were rude. I don't like them. Keep them away.
Well, yeah, Nori and Gandalf are the ones that I want, and obviously that was Gandalf, right?
So I'm
like
hoping
from the
in this
beginning, you're like,
season,
this freaking Gandalf.
after that diatribe, and I apologize, that I actually like the characters because I love the characters in the Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah. Well, and hot take, I don't think should like the humans in the Lord of the Rings.
Like, why save 'em?
once we get to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the men have always failed us is a huge through line constantly of why should we help mankind? They're dog shit. And I feel like that's something being explored here is we are going to see some of the potential and wonder in human beings, but also how they are constantly disappointing. But we see that with the elves as well. They're not infallible. The dwarves are not infallible.
But there's always like beacons of hope, and this didn't give me any beacons of hope.
And I'm
that was
hoping
my
we have
problem.
more of those. I mean, Elendilf, I know that's not his name, but that's what I call him. The real cute Isildur dad with the great voice. He's wonderful. He's great. Like him. That's a good human.
Isildur dad.
The sister seems great, but I don't understand her purpose.
I know. So we'll see.
find out.
We'll see.
But I mean, if it was all just like Durin and Elrond, I would watch.
Amin
that
got his
show
money
on
worth on that one. Or he didn't. He wants his money
So
back.
brush your teeth, everyone, if you ever do a meet and greet with Jonathan.
Yeah, just don't be like tacky to the touch, you know? Come on. Annie Newman says, "Hey crew, I can't believe Deadpool 3 is 1 month old already. Time flies. I know. I was thinking about this the other day where it's like, oh, it's a month away. Now it's a month behind. What are your next most anticipated movies? For me, it's both Joker 2 and Spider-Verse. Those are on the list.
Oh,
Sonic 3,
Probably
Paddington.
Beetlejuice. I have to see
Beetlejuice.
Paddington 2, but I'm excited to then watch 3 when
Yeah.
it comes out.
two's so good. You're gonna really.
I
like
will say I'm still intrigued by Rohirrim, so that's still on my list.
what we
And then
got
yeah,
here.
no, oh dude, Nosferatu,
it.
end of
Oh,
the year.
I have to have someone else watch it first because I'm a big wimp. I need to make sure that I won't get too scared.
There's, you know, as
I'm
long as
such
there's
a
no
chicken.
action.
Anything other than that for you, Ray? or-
I'm looking to see. There's September other than Beetlejuice.
no,
Nothing.
that's about it for that.
September's a pretty wolf month.
October we're getting.
Oh,
you know,
Transformers 1 is on
Transformers
September
1.
20th. It all depends. I hope the reviews come out like maybe 3 days earlier, so I
Yeah.
could get my excitement up. Let's say if they are.
October
Taylor
is going to
loved
be
it.
Joker.
Oh, he saw it.
He saw it, and that trailer, I just went, not
Okay,
for
good.
me.
Good,
But,
that's good
But he
news.
really likes it.
That's good news.
So yeah, I mean, then it's just like I think it's just literally like I'm sure
got-
I'll see other movies in October, but Joker's the only one that stand out. And maybe there'll be some like re-releases that I want to see or some indie films that are
Yeah.
pretty cool. I
And
like
also
to catch
we
up
got
with
the
those.
Wild Robot. But
Wild-
my,
yeah,
Oh,
but
the
that's
Wild
November.
Robot,
my
yes.
problem with the Wild Robot is the more trailers they release, the longer they are, and the whole story. is
Yes,
long. They told
That-
the whole story in the last trailer.
I was
saw.
so bummed after,
I
after
was
the
like,
last
what?
trailer.
You had me with the first teaser,
I
and
was
then now
so
you go
bummed.
through every single part of the story in the last trailer. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I was
I'm
so
with you on
I
that.
was so bummed about that. And then Moana too. I'm like in for a good Disney or Pixar film.
I kind of want to see the re-release of
Like
Blazing
I'm not.
Saddles.
It's weird. I'm not super excited about Moana 2 only because I already know. Like, well, I'm just gonna go see it.
Well, I know I'm going to see it so many times in theaters.
We got
Jonathan.
Venom.
Logan's going to be in there screaming at the top of his lungs, I am Moana.
Can I go with you guys one other?
Oh my gosh, you should. He's hilarious to see.
Because I want to
movies
see a
with.
movie with Logan.
He gets so into it. Rewatches are hilarious too because he's just like, I forgot that that's happening.
I know Logan will go with me to Red One.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
go
on the
with you to
One
Red
train.
One.
Yeah, Red
So
One.
love a
Nosferatu may
Christmas
be my
movie.
last film of the year because it's opening right near the end.
Dang.
Nice.
All right, so moving on here, pizza. So I was on Xbox yesterday and saw that Inside Out 2 is available for digitally. I know it's kind of bummed.
Oh,
Digitally already.
Okay, it's over.
It's still in theaters, but they're releasing it. Well, you have to pay for it though. It's not like it's streaming.
Okay.
But which surprised me because I at least thought they would wait till the end of the year. Not to the end of the year, but I thought at least till the end, like September. Its run is almost done. Also seeing Twisters and A Quiet Day 1. I almost forgot when I was young. It took a year. Yeah, it did take a while, but keep in mind that it's not going to go to Disney Plus. You have to pay for it, so there's still going to be,
Sure.
and it's probably going to be like $20. You know what I mean? So they're still going to be racking in the dough.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got Alex who says, I'm currently in the middle of watching The Crow in Australia. So far, I'm loving the movie, but you're in the middle of it? Hey, man, put your phone down, brother.
Yeah.
There must be no one in the theater.
Bill is killing it. You're alone, aren't you? Bill is killing it. Get it?
I do just wonder, Alex, if the movie's that gripping. Why are you in the chat, bud?
Yeah.
No judgment. I'm actually no, a little judgment.
Little
You're on your
judgment.
phone
Yeah.
in the
I don't know
movie.
how that's possible.
Shut it off,
Thank
Alex.
you for your support.
Thank you for
but
your
you also
tip.
could have texted us afterwards.
We just need to work on that movie theater etiquette a little bit. If you're by yourself,
No. Here's
That's
the
fine.
best.
Yeah.
Best scenario. Best scenario.
I've been in almost like 2 or 3 people and they're not even near my phone and
Yeah.
whatever.
There we
but-
go. Best scenario is his family owns the theater. No one went to watch The Crow.
He got a
He's
private
watching it.
screening.
He paused it and he wrote to us and he unpaused it.
I
There you
love
go.
your optimism. That's
There you go.
perfect, Ray. That's our headcanon.
He's running it from this
Yeah.
from the thing. Charles Mound says, hey, John, first time tip. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
I was wondering if you've seen the interview with Anthony Mackie talking about diversity behind the cameras in the MCU. Not quoting him, but he seems to say they only hire black crew members on projects where there is a black lead. That seems impossible.
I haven't seen that interview, so I
Yeah,
can't
I
really
haven't
say
seen
that.
I haven't seen the interview, but
Yeah.
that would seem like really hard to like focus on a 100% black crew. I mean,
Is that
it just seems logistics wise,
he's
like people
only
wouldn't be
seeing black people
available. They might be
on
working somewhere else.
those set?
Let's save it.
We'll need to
we
see
can-
the interview.
that.
Let's watch it.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention, though.
Yeah, we'd have to get the interview. Anonymous says, seeing Metallica live for the first time in Seattle at Lumen Field next week. Do you have a favorite Metallica song? Why is it Master of Puppets? Well, you're probably spot on. That is probably my favorite song. I've actually never, for all the concerts I've seen, which are a lot, I've never seen Metallica.
Oh, that's really surprising for you.
Yeah, really, really
Yeah.
surprising.
I've seen AC/DC a couple
American
times.
male.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but not Metallica. Yeah.
Real surprising.
Have you seen Metallica?
No, real surprising.
Filipino
Mustache.
male not seeing Metallica. Everybody
Mustache.
knows the Philippines
I know.
love Metallica.
No, I think the
For Whom
Philippines
the Bell
have like
Tolls,
a.
that's them, right?
Yeah.
For Whom the Bell Tolls?
For him,
Is that them?
yeah, I think, or is that
Okay.
AC/DC? Now I can't remember.
Oh, no.
Wait, that might be
So-
ACDC.
Oh, sorry if I'm dumb, guys.
No, that's Hell's Bells.
Hell's
so,
Bells, yeah.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
not super familiar with Metallica, so I think it's them. I feel like unsurprising to anybody. I'm not super versed in metal. Look at me. Look at my stupid musical theater face. Like,
Your stupid theater face.
just a Disney kid over here.
That was the comebacks too. Oh, stupid theater face.
theater face.
Kids bop
Why don't you
metal.
go to an IHOP and sing Rent?
Yeah, do that.
Wow, you guys
Moving on
really
to
hate
two couches, one Vance. Saw Sing Sing and Blink twice last night. Did you see Sing Sing? Did you see Sing Sing for free? It made me stutter because A24 was giving away free passes. Both really good. Would love to see Tatum play more bad guys. I want to see Blink twice. I've actually only
interested.
seen the poster and I just want to see it.
Oh, I've seen one trailer and I went, oh, this looks really messed up and I'm into it.
Here, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What does sing sing mean in Tagalog in Philippines?
No, I don't know. Why
Just
don't you
guess.
educate
Just
us?
guess. Just
Sing Sing?
Yeah. What do you think it means? Just name anything. Just-
Sing Sing. I
Sing
don't know.
Sing.
Is it like goodbye or hello or?
No, it means. I think it means a ring, just like a ring.
Oh.
Like a wedding ring, whatever. Oh, sing sing. I think. If I'm wrong and someone's Filipino,
If
knows
you want it,
Tagalog,
then you got to put a
then
Sing
just
Sing
just
on
write
it. If you
Sing
want it,
Sing.
then you got to put a Sing
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 on
on
it.
it.
Yeah,
Sing Sing on it.
there you go.
Yeah.
We monetize.
Lord of the Sing Sing.
Uh,
Onion Sing Sing.
Just Dan said, I really hope that Sing Sing means ring.
Yeah.
Just Dan says, and I apologize for it if it doesn't. Just for context, in the past, I have said that Jojo Rabbit, Belfast, and Iron Claw were the best movies of their respected year. Wow. This year, I think it's Strange Darling. Do not skip it and avoid spoilers for reviews. I saw Iron Claw on Christmas Day. It was such an uplifting,
Yeah,
happy
me too.
morning.
What a depressing.
It was
wanted
morning,
Christmas-
Christmas morning.
I wanted Krispy Kremes afterwards because it was so fun.
Yeah.
I had no feelings that I needed to eat.
Have you guys, anyone seen Strange Darlings yet?
Which one? Sorry.
Strange Darlings?
No.
Okay. Well, he's giving us the advice to go see it.
Oh,
So, cool.
thanks.
I love movies like that, so I'm down.
Is it a sad movie? Did he just say it was a sad movie?
No, he just said it was one of the best. He did say Iron Claw.
Okay.
But he also said Jojo Rabbit and Belfast. I mean,
Okay.
well, those
Oh.
aren't necessarily uplifting. But,
No.
But,
There's some joyous moments in
Yeah,
those,
yeah,
though. But still, yeah.
well,
They're mostly sad
I like
about
Just Dan's.
Nazis and upheaval
I
in
like Just
Europe.
Dan's like taste in movies, though. He seems to be introspective.
Yeah.
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 Alex with a $30 tip.
Alex.
$30 for
thanks,
my 30th
Alex.
birthday. Coming up on Saturday. I think the money's supposed to go the other way, Alex, but thank you so
Yeah.
much. What's your guys' favorite movie from the year you were born? Mine's a tie between The Lion King and Pulp Fiction. Okay. I was in I think I was in middle school by then. Thanks, and bring on the filthy. So we're gonna take a little time
I know. I
here.
was going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
we're
take a
all
little time,
Googling
yeah.
furiously.
Mine was The Force Awakens.
Racist baby.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
He's just a little guy.
Just for time's sake, 1979, Alien came out in 1979. So I'm going to go Alien. I know the best movie of the year that won the Academy Award that year was oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank now? Why am I drawing a blank on it? I always know it.
don't
Oh, well,
know.
it'll come to me later. But what year were you born?
87.
Okay.
Inner Space came out that year.
Inner Space is so fun.
That's a fun
Yeah.
movie. I like
I
that
think
one.
mine is Airplane.
Airplane for your year?
Ooh.
Aren't we the same year? We're
No, no, no,
79?
I'm 80.
Oh, okay, I'm a little.
Maybe Raging Bull.
Okay.
Was out that year.
Oh,
I don't
Well,
know.
that-
movie.
We'll see.
Kramer versus
We'll
Kramer
see.
won the best picture in 79. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Anyway, okay. So that was Alex. Moving on. We got Tender Whispers. I viewed Alien Romulus 3 times opening weekend and I loved it. Wow. Betty's world building is
hope you
superb.
did.
It has me wanting to see more in that universe. And David Johnson's portrayal of Andy. Andy was my standout for that movie.
Andy
so
should get
good.
an award.
Was so refreshing and a highlight of the film. I 100% agree. Tender Whispers.
Good read.
100%. Yeah.
You know, Andy played that part so well. They wouldn't have to show like that part where she opens up. Like you already knew. Like he just played it so well. You already knew what he was.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got Jamesy Boy says, "Hey, Beyond Moo Crew." That means movie crew. Not that we're all cows. I just, we're not mooing.
Well,
We're finally
one of
seeing
us.
Alien
Me.
Romulus tonight, which was where the AMC worker helped me get the pin and patch for the fan event.
Aw.
Also had a name for that Kevin Feige Ray podcast. Ready? Between Two Caps. Actually, that's really good because you guys wear hats all
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Like Between Two Ferns.
and you
I like
both are
that.
captains of industry.
yeah,
Yeah.
captains of
That's
that.
perfect.
Thank you. I'll see myself out. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
No,
James
you don't.
Boyd.
You know what?
You
we
stay.
got
You
it.
stay.
I can
Just
remove
stick
this
around.
and turn on that. There's a seat right over there in the captain's seat. You
Yeah.
come right
That's
in.
yours,
Yeah,
buddy.
come right in.
All right.
You'll find us at blah blah blah.
Optimus Prime says, "Love you, John, but Lupita's last name is Nyong'o, not Luongo, like a hockey player. Black Myth Wukong has sold 10 million copies and since release in August of the 20th. Gotta watch the opening cinematic. Imagine God of War, but Chinese mythology version." Okay,
Well,
I
you
just
gotta
want to.
excuse
Here's
that.
another thing, and Ray's gonna like. I got so much. I'm like, okay, I don't know any. I didn't know anything about the mythology. All I saw was an image of it, and everyone acts like you don't know every single Chinese mythical creature or tale.
What are we talking
No,
about?
I'm sorry.
Why
I
don't
don't know
you,
all of
Jonathan?
them.
Oh
What
my
are we
So I
God.
talking
saw
about?
this game he's talking about.
Oh,
So
oh,
I'm
yes,
like,
yes,
oh,
yes.
he looks like a monkey human mutant, and someone was
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought. It
and
was.
someone said, "Oh, Jonathan said it's a monkey mutant." Ha ha ha. I'm like, well, he looks half human, half monkey. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's an X-Men mutant. I'm just saying he's like some
Aesthetically.
cross.
Sure.
And then everyone's like, he is the monkey god, Jonathan. I'm like, man, I'll just kill myself. I
Educate
didn't know the
yourself.
Oh my
thing.
God.
Educate yourself.
Had I watched the trailer, I'd be as educated
Okay.
as you.
Jonathan.
Did you guys watch the
People.
trailer? It's a stunning looking game.
I'm
I
telling
did
you.
afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
and it looks amazing.
It looks really, really
I'm
cool.
telling you.
I've heard though, and this is just things that I've heard, Reddit forums and things like that. I've heard that the game is pretty glitchy right now,
Glitchy?
and so
That's why I always avoid pre-orders and stuff
right,
like that.
wait for a couple patches and then maybe get it.
It's a
Um,
beautiful looking game.
But it
Yeah.
looks stunning.
I deserve that. I didn't deserve anything. If you don't know anything about
Yeah.
something, how would you deserve
Well,
anything?
Anytime somebody doesn't know something and owns up to I don't know, the
You
correct
can't
response
be like, then you're
is-
wrong and
Yeah,
stupid.
the correct response is, "Oh my gosh, well let me help you out with that," or "Do you want to know about that?" Because otherwise, you make people not want to learn.
Yeah. I didn't
That's
deserve
not a cool
anything.
way to
The
live,
next time
guys.
you don't know something, let me go over and kick you.
Yeah,
Like
Wow.
metaphorically.
metaphorically.
We are
Not
very,
assault.
very aggressive today.
We're a
You know
lot.
what? People want Campea rants. This is the best I got. I'm not actually mad, but I'm just trying to be reasonable here.
That's
All right.
okay. I can say I dislike something, and then the comments are like, "Chris is negative about everything."
Negative Nancy. Optimus Prime is back. Secret Level is a new 15 episode anthology series like Love, Death, and Robots. I'm looking forward to this with video games like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, woo, Mega Man, Warhammer 40K, and many more. Was announced at opening night live. Seen it, excited. I saw the trailer for it. This looks really cool. It's on Amazon, I think, or coming to Amazon.
Sorry, which one? I was responding to chat.
So it's called Secret Level.
Okay.
And it's an anthology of 15 episodes, but they're all in a video game lore.
Oh.
So like
That's super fun.
God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Mega Man, Warhammer 40K. They're all just kind of Elseworld standalone.
That's dope.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's really, really cool. You checking it out, Ray?
Oh, you don't know about this, Chris? It's an
No.
anthology on these video games. You're so stupid.
Fair.
Dumb theater face.
Fair.
Owned
Jazz
her. Pwned.
Wow. Okay.
Tyler says, excited to hear James Spader returning to play Ultron. I'm excited for James Spader to return to anything. I have a theory that they'll do a Jekyll and Hyde with Vision where Ultron takes control of Vision's body. Sometimes, and Vision will have to keep fighting his consciousness. Now, are we referring to White Vision, or what are we referring to here?
I think so. So Vision Quest kind of
Vision
stuff?
Quest? Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, James Spader is Ultron? Heck yeah.
All right. Sam Fisher says, what are your thoughts on the casting for One Piece live action this week? I'm excited to see Senthil, I'm going to butcher this, I apologize, Ramamurthy, maybe I didn't butcher it so bad, as Cobra, and Katie Seagal as Dr. Kuriha, and casting Mark Haralick as Dr. Hiruluk is too perfect.
I
didn't know
Katie
anything
Sagal.
about the casting, so
Yeah,
I
Katie
defer to you.
Seagal's the only one that I knew about because that was a character that I believe was first offered out to Jamie Lee Curtis, and scheduling just did not allow that. But Katie Seagal's a wonderful, wonderful actress, and excited about it. Plus, season 1 of One Piece was so fun. I will say the anime of One Piece, it's dense, and I have not gotten particularly far in it. I'm like at least 100 episodes in, but I need to watch a lot more of it because I don't know a lot of the characters or lore.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
The Gen abides. The Gen abides.
Ooh.
Happy to see you, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh,
Happy to
nice.
see you, Chris.
I didn't know you were gonna pause. Thank you, Jen.
I saw that you have the same Jaws shirt as me. I wore it to Universal Studios Japan, and team members were freaking out about it. Have been been having a rough time lately. I'm sorry to hear that, Jen. So thank you to the entire crew for the show. Helps me a lot. Hey, anything we can do. I mean, half the time I think I'm just being an idiot, and probably am. But if it
Same.
helps,
Same.
maybe it doesn't help. Maybe you just like Ray. That's understandable.
You
But
should.
we're
like
happy
Ray.
to help
Ray's
if
the
we
most
are the ones
likable.
helping.
Yeah. First of all, that Jaws shirt is amazing.
What
I'm
is
glad
it?
we both have it. So I've worn it here. It is an anime style Jaws shirt where
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
whole
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of just
yeah,
little
yeah.
chibi
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
getting attacked by sharks, which is real cute. Also, Jen, if you were still here in the chat, let me know. Are you the Jen who just signed up for my Dungeons and Dialects class? Someone named Jen just signed up who I've never worked with before, and I'm really excited about it. So
Nice.
let me know. And I'm so sorry you're having a rough time. I hope things smooth out for you. Thanks so much for being here, and just keep your chin up.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Anonymous says, love Terry filling in for John's cam. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Love Terry filling in for John's cam. Here's hoping we finally get a Batman Beyond film. Always love watching the show, and keep up the fantastic work. Thanks, man.
What did he call Terry McGinnis again whenever he tries to...
I don't even want to bring it up.
It was
I don't
like
even know.
Mick, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
We put respect on his name.
Yeah, respect it.
Yeah.
All right, here's our last question of the day, guys. Rick says, I just want to say the Non-Campea Show crew did an awesome job. Thanks, Chris, Ray, and Jonathan. And to John while in Vegas, your show is in good hands. Thank you, man.
Thank you. That's
Thanks,
great to hear.
Ray.
Yeah,
That's
we,
so nice of
we
you.
always have fun doing our BBC
Yeah.
crew. It's fun.
It's a good time.
Get to blow off a little steam, as you can all tell.
Yeah.
By the way,
Oh,
I'm not
you-
actually mad. No, look. Ray hypes it up. I'm not actually mad. This is just like, I was probably meant to be a stand-up at some point in my life and just never got it
You
out.
still could.
And so I just like to go off, but I'm not actually mad anymore.
No, he's
No.
not.
It's all good.
It is just fun to get the ire of
It's
the
just
internet.
fun. It's just fun.
Well, then that's going to do it for us, guys. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here because we can't do the show without you. Otherwise, it's just the three of us talking in a room.
Just the
Yeah.
three of us. Yeah.
We could make it if we try, but instead you're here. So thank you so much for being here. I want to thank the people in the room, Ray Aura,
Hey, I'm not going to see the crow. See you. Have a good weekend.
Jonathan Boyko.
I am going to see War of the Rohirrim.
Heck yes. I'm Chris Carr. Before I leave, shameless plug, my studio, Speak Friend Studios. We are doing new Intro to VO classes. We've got Dungeons and Dialects around the corner. Head over to speakfriendstudio.com and we can work on voiceover together.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, it'll be super, super fun. So until next time, y'all, thanks so much for being here. And until we see you next week, be kind, be courteous. We'll see you soon.
Belloc. That's Speak Friend.
It is